Scousema, I want to talk about a couple of possible farewells. It seemed like, I don't know what you think. The banner says Nunez and Elliott farewells. Of course, Nunez continues scoring in preseason. He's in a hot streak right now. We should be getting big money for him. And Elliott, by all accounts, done a massive walk around, clapped pretty much every corner of the ground. It looks like it was Nunez and Elliott farewells. Would you say?
I agree. I feel like that was the second time Elliott's done like his farewell as well. To be fair, I think like towards the end of last season, he kind of did a farewell. Went around Anfield. I'm a little bit surprised that Elliott hasn't found the club yet. That's the one thing I'm a bit surprised about. I don't know whether it's that how much money we're asking for. Maybe some clubs are not willing to pay it. But I can see him slotting into so many Premier League teams. I can see him being perfect for Tottenham. Now, especially what the Maddison's injury in that 10 position for Tottenham, he'd be incredible. But yeah, I feel like both of them, it is their farewells. Elliott's, I've always been a huge admirer of Elliott's. He's a really good technical and talented footballer. It's just, for me, it's always been his physical ability. Like, he's not the fastest, he's not the strongest, he's not the tallest. And that's just the unfortunate part of him. But apart from that, on the ball and his technical ability, he's fantastic. He's a wonderful player. So yeah, I really do wish him well. I'm sure he's going to have an excellent career ahead of him. And with Nunez, resilience in it, like, are we keeping them or what? Nah, I'm joking. Nunez is a one that we were expected from probably all last year. He hardly played.
Can I ask a question there though to the panel? Because obviously, I think he's one of the most divisive figures that we've had for a very long time, Nunez. But when we did the poll last night, we had like nearly 3,000 people watching on Redmen, and not when I say only, 52% said they'd sell. Which meant that 48% said that they'd probably keep him. Do you think it's that close? Or do you think...
Eroll, I'll be honest, I genuinely don't understand how this player has so much people supporting him to this day. Like, we know what you're going to get out of Nunez.
I'm one of them, bro. I still back him. I still back the team, bro.
Did you see this?
What about this?
There's 5 of us here. Okay, there's 5 of us here. Okay, we're just going to do a show of hands. So Eroll talks about the split, right, on Redmen last night, right? Let's talk about the split on just today's Red Room panel, right? Those for keeping him, raise your hands now.
Wow.
So there you go. So you see what I mean? So it's split. It's always going to be split.
You know why though? Go on.
We need literally a new striker who knows the offside rule. He kept himself offside. We've had a striker for the better part of 3 years now who doesn't know the offside rule. Don't get me wrong, physical ability, he's got all the talent-wise, he's got it all there. It's the IQ. You can't teach IQ.
But you know what? Do you know my only counter to that? And I've said this again. Like, I don't know if any of these are into Marvel, but in order for us to get Spider-Man, Peter Parker has to lose Uncle Ben. And then we get the neighborhood-friendly Spider-Man as a result. I think, and it's not just the Jota incident, so don't get lost in that. But I think he lost his granddad as well a few weeks before. I think Nunez has had a canon event this summer that has happened in his life that makes him realize life is short, and I am an incredibly lucky human being with an immense amount of talent. If I lock in properly and hone my craft, I can still be one of Europe's best strikers. And I think whether he's in a Liverpool shirt this season or he's in a shirt for another team across Europe, watching Darwin Nunez this season, I think he is going to have an incredible goal return. I don't know who it's for us or it's for somebody else, but I think this season is going to be the season where you see him go from a bit of a juvenile, and it's that Simba moment where he's on the branch and he's wagging his hair, and then the next minute he's got the mane. He's going to be a proper lion come the end. And Cavs on.
All right. I'm back in.
Look, I can see him having a great career. If he
goes to reverse me on him now.
No, let's stop this, boys. I don't know what's going on. Let's stop.
Nunez, he racks your brain, bro.
The only reason Cavs back in is because of the Spider-Man.
It's the propaganda, man. I don't know, man. Stop this. Look, I can't lie. Look,
I'm a weirdsmith. Wait, Smith, what can I say?
You're not selling me a Grizz, I'll be honest. Like, I've been Nunez out since the day I seen him. I can't even lie. When he does leave the club eventually, whether that's Saudi Arabia or he goes somewhere in Europe, I agree with you. I feel like he'll have a great career because there's a footballer in there and somebody will hopefully, just get that out of him, get that footballing ability out of him. But we got no time for that, man. We're trying to win big. Do you know what I mean? I'm not trying to see somebody missing sitters from 3 yards out. We've already seen it this preseason when we played against AC Milan. What was he doing with that finish? Like, it was a clear finish it with your right foot and he went with his left foot. It was just strange. But the guy is just a strange person. His mind is strange. Like, he's done a lot for us. Thank you for your service, but cash in right now and good luck to you in the future of your career. And we're bringing in a much better player, hopefully. So
shall I tell you? I think again, Slot's handled it brilliantly. He's come in and he's realized I've got a 70 million pound striker here, and I've got to give him a chance and see how it works out. And I think very quickly Slot has realized guys. Let me break it down to you. And I know Mo, I know Welsh Mo and Eroll are big fans of the player, and I know Cav has flip-flopped in the time that I've known him. And me and Mo are very adamant that he's not the one. I'm telling you now, Slot doesn't think anything of him at all. I think he's the most unslot player ever. Slot signings have indicated, and the way he likes his forwards is all about intelligence. Intelligence. And this guy's biggest weakness is his lack of footballing intelligence.
Yeah.
I don't know how many BA honors he's got and how many degrees he's done.
Football intelligence, yes.
His footballing intelligence, and he's just so not Arne Slot type forward. And I'm telling you that for a fact without knowing. Slot tell me on a WhatsApp that nah, he's not my type of forward. I'm sorry. The way we played the game, and we're going to go on to the second game in a few minutes. He's just so not a slot player. But look, I get there.
No, but that's what I don't get though, Grizz. Like that poll that you did, Eroll, on Red Men TV, where you said 48% of people wanted to keep Nunez in. I watch every single Liverpool game, and I can't really say that I've ever rated Nunez. So, like, what is it that I'm missing? Like, I genuinely want to know what I'm missing. What is it?
We're not going to go into Nunez chat because we've got so many other things to chat about. He's going. So let's talk about, yeah, exactly. Let's talk about, let's go on to the second game. And look, the second game was all about, I guess these three players that I've mentioned. I'm going to come to you, Welshmo, first. Is there anything else that stood out for you, or these are the players that we need to speak on? And I mean, we talk about getting carried away and gassed in that first game and Rio and everything, but that opening 15, 20 minutes of a brand new team in a quite competitive game, Bilbao were up for it, it seemed. Yeah, wow. Yeah, it was scintillating stuff.
It was amazing yesterday. Some parts of and some of our passage of plays, the one-touch passing and the fluidity, and what stood out to me is our counter-attacking as well. Like, we were just so quick transitioning from defense to attack. It was beautiful to watch. It was, honest to God. Some of it was just, I was like, wow, this is amazing. If this is slot ball, then give me more, On top of those three players there, Salah, Wirtz, Ekitike, I think one of the standout players for me who doesn't get mentioned enough and probably will have a good season because he's got less responsibility. Dom was my man of the match by a country mile yesterday. And I think where he is now in that 8th position with no responsibility to create, I think that pressure taken off him for creating and just be an engine, a back and forth, a box to box. I think he was brilliant yesterday, and I think he's found his calling in the Liverpool team. I genuinely think that. I think yesterday showed us what Szoboszlai can actually bring to this team without having that pressure of creating and trying to do these little flick-ons, which Wirtz can do for us now. You be the runner, you be the water boy, and let everybody else do all the flicks and tricks and stuff. And he started making more late runs
as well, but he can do that as well.
That's the thing, he could do that, but before last season, there was pressure on him to create.
I agree.
That creation now is being taken away with him with Salah and Wirtz there now. Now he's bombing back and forth, covering, even breaking into the box late as well, which we saw a few times, which we didn't see much last year. I think we'll see a different Szoboszlai this year. I genuinely do think that.
Cav, you already know my thoughts on Szoboszlai. named him the Hungarian Gerrard. But did we see more glimpses of what Grizz actually saw in him? Maybe Ellie does. Szoboszlai in a deeper role. Your thoughts on the sort of the tactical change? And like Mo says, is this a future move that will enhance his Liverpool career? And Slot has seen that maybe, he can be utilized in both positions, but more deeper.
Yeah, I think he was one of the early ones, along with Mo, at the start of the preseason that just looked ready already. You know, he looked already sharp. He looked fit. Didn't look like he really needed a preseason. He could start the season straight away, you know, after the first game. But yesterday was particularly special of a performance. It was everything. It was box to box. It was tackling. It was doubling up in the press. It was the short passing, sharp, quick 1-2s, flicks, tricks, step overs, the long range passing as well. That's what it's going to be able to offer from deep. You know, he's spreading the ball that we often see Virgil play across to Salah. He was doing that as well. He was the heartbeat of the team yesterday. He was everything, the proper engine. And it was important that he had a performance like that, I think, because with Florian Wirtz coming in now and paying that kind of money and the talent that he is, he's going to go in that 10 position, regardless of whether there's an early conversation about who it should be between him and Szoboszlai. And it was important that Szoboszlai finds a new position on the pitch to remain in the side. Now, it just so happens that McAllister played in the first game and he still looks like he's one of the midfielders that's still sort of getting up to fitness a little bit. But it opened the door for Szoboszlai to go, well, I'll go in that left side 8 position and I'll show you what I can do there. And now we've got a beautiful headache in what do we do? I know Grav's out first game of the season, so that probably selects itself. But after that, he returns. Who do you pick? I think we've got an incredible pool of midfielders now. And one thing I was really excited about Florian Wirtz coming in, not the player himself, because that's obvious, but it's what he was going to unlock in this side. You know, I thought that in McAllister and Gravenberch especially, we've got incredibly technical footballers that want to play. But the way that the season panned out last time round and just needing to get across the line and maybe a bit fatigue and everything else, and Slot's first year, I think that sort of technical ability got held back a little bit and it got lost with a bit more of a slower tempo and sideways passing and recycling the ball and putting your foot on it for a bit too long. And actually, I think someone Florian Wirtz going in there now is like, no, tempo. Give it, I'm a receiver, I'm gonna offer a pass and I'm giving it you back. So go do something with it. I'm not playing a 1-2 with you pretty quick for you to then go slow it down. And I feel like he's kind of unlocked the next level of this short, sharp, technical ability with the flair in it from our midfielders as well. And it's only from being just silky on the ball, calm, and just your passing accuracy and the tempo behind it. So I think that our players are going to flourish through having Florian in the side. And yesterday showcased that. And Szoboszlai, and I think Curtis Jones, we could probably speak about in the same respect as well, are one of those where you can often forget the technical ability that they have, the skills that they have, because we focus so much on what they've been bringing to the side. And I think those two players in particular now are going to look at the likes of Florian Wirtz and Salah, to be fair to him, dropping into pockets, flicking the ball around, being press resistance, riding presses, playing at such a pace where they're like, to keep up with that pace, I'm going to have to show that skill. I'm going to have to show that flair. I'm going to have to be at the level that the others are. And then it just makes for incredible football. And I'm not going to shy away from it. I know it was pre-season, but that first half especially, I was watching the passes going, what? And then like it lead to a goal or it didn't, but I loved it. And it feels like such a long time since I've loved watching football like that from Liverpool. Like, I know we won the league last season, but I can't recall too many times that we played football that well. It was brilliant to see. And I just think that the midfielders now are gonna take the game to the next level with that technical ability. And Szoboszlai is just a key part in it. And I'm really excited, man. The guy's a unit, and I don't know where he gets that engine from. Honestly, it's 90 minutes. He starts off with the long hair, and then by the end of the 90, it's just wet look fucking swishing everywhere, and it's mental. But he looks like a proper footballer, and I love it, man. I love it so much.
Eroll, talking about looking like a proper footballer. I know he cost 116 or 17 million, but Florian Wirtz showed glimpses, and again, just glimpses, and again, it's pre-season. It's just a form of fitness and training. But the telepathic understanding he seems to have formed already with Ekitike, who was impressive of his own accord, and the main man himself. Because if you want to succeed at Liverpool, you must have an understanding of your role when it comes to Mohamed Salah. And you know what? It boded so well, the way they linked up and the understanding they've got already. He was making, do you remember last season where Szoboszlai was making those inside forward runs and Salah would play that pass behind the fullback? He was doing that with Wirtz already. But Wirtz has got that nimble feet, maybe, and agility in terms of taking on players and fleet-footedness that Szoboszlai maybe hasn't, to get in those positions and create a bit more. Yeah, what do you think about sort of the Salah, Wirtz, and Ekitike link up, bro?
Yeah, I mean, for the car analogy, you know, Wirtz is a little Ferrari, and he's a little whippet in that space. He's nimble, tidy, quick-footed. I like that. Szoboszlai is a four-wheel drive. He's got the engine, he's got the brake horsepower, he's got that, you know, kind of rev to him, but in those tight spaces doesn't necessarily work in the same way. I think one of the things that is impressed me about Wirtz is Wirtz and Szoboszlai are going to have this hive mind this season, and I've said it now, so you'll see it. The hive mind is Szoboszlai can think it, Wirtz can execute it. So all that pressure that you, man, were saying before about, you know, Szoboszlai from last season, and, you know, it didn't quite click for him in the 10 sometimes, and he had moments where he struggled. I think he knew the picture. The picture was still all there. It was just sometimes the speed, as the Prem might have just caught him off guard ever so slightly, the opposition, the physicality, and he's probably just he's went in himself a little bit because there's so much going on and everything's been played at 100 miles an hour, where Wirtz is actually built for that model. So now Szoboszlai is going, all right, calm. I will be the guy that now can actually scream, run, make up the ground, eat up the space, absolutely destroy facilitate. And I know when I play that ball into you, you see the same picture that I saw, but you'll get the ball to that next phase of where it needs to be in a blink.
But not only him. Shall I tell you the beauty of it, guys?
Go on, yeah.
Not only him, Gravenberch also is of that mindset, you can tell. And McAllister hasn't even stepped on the same pitch as them. And we know McAllister can fit in with any type of footballer in the world. This is what I mean. And obviously the cherry on the cake is incoming as well, who's a marvelous footballer, as well as being a target man, brute strength, pace, you know, everything that Nunez isn't in Alexander Isak. But I think you're spot on. I think the wavelength, what you're talking about, the mental wavelength already, very early doors, is quite, you can see the synchronized moves already. Bodes well. And this is down to coaching, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, there hasn't been enough. You do your 1,000 hours, you become a professional. Do you get me? They haven't done their 1,000 hours with each other yet. So a lot of this is still intuitive. But the fact that they will be able to make this connection intuitively leads me to think that, especially the likes of Szoboszlai, especially the likes of Florian Wirtz, they will have that type of telepathy to be able to say, well, once I've played you the ball in there, you're going to spin, and then you're going to play somebody else in there, or you're going to drop your shoulder, and then there's going to be an overlap, and Salah's going to be there, or Frimpong's going to be there, and then there's going to be the passes on. And all of those little things yesterday, again, it was... what was the game? It was the AC Milan game. The one thing that I noticed was what a difference a month can make, because that forward line of Rio, Salah, and Wirtz in that AC Milan game, they looked like they wanted to play each other in. They wanted to play the passes around the corner. They wanted to play that interpassing, give and goes. But because they hadn't had enough time with each other yet, it just wasn't. It looked a little bit like it was just it wasn't going to quite click in that game, and that's fine. That's what the pre-season's for. But less than a month later, you can already see the vast improvements. And that is your point of where Slot's come in now and said, right, I can see what you guys are trying to do, and it's great, and I'm here for it. But these are the little moments, these are the intricacies now that we're going to work on over the next couple of weeks. And eventually we will slowly start to see it all unfold in front of our eyes. And I genuinely think Florian Wirtz now, not necessarily in the same facilitator role, but he's going to be the executor. He's going to be the magician, really, to make the magic happen. But we've got the base and the foundation with really highly intelligent footballers with really high level technical ability that will be able to find him in all of those little pockets of space that he wants to do his best work. And I think that's because Dominic Szoboszlai is not necessarily tried and failed, but he's had the lived experience to say, well, I know what was expected of me. I know where they was expecting me to be last season. So I already know that you're going to pick up that space now, because that's just your natural inclination to go into these pockets, into these holes. So as long as I can find you and I can thread the ball into you, I've done my job. I can sit back screen and review the whole picture, and you can go and just lift up the wand, left foot, right foot, pick out a pass, drop a shoulder, and hopefully, as I say, feed the likes of an Alexander Isak. I thought Salah as well. Ekitike, that Salah goal, the look on Salah's face when he scored, it was almost telling to say, if this is the kind of service I'm going to get this season, I'm going to score goals for fun. We're eating good. I'm being, because he just looked like, really? This is how easy it's going to be? Like,
this is the segue that I was waiting for, and this is why you're the professional you are. Scout Smoke. The name on everyone's lips obviously is Isak, and we've talked it to death, and we're not going to touch upon it today. When he signs, we'll have plenty of shows and talking points about it. But I think it's very important to see how the way Ekitike has handled this. So all the fury, even though he's the 70 million pound striker that's actually got the shirt and playing for Liverpool, right? I thought his performance was so encouraging, Mo. I love the way he's handling the move so far. If you know what I mean, like they must know Isak is on his way. There's talks behind the scenes. We know, like, players talk and everything else, right? But he doesn't. He gave me the impression, I don't care. I'm Hugo Ekitike. I'm also a wonderful player, my own caliber. And you know what? He showed me. I don't want to mention Nunez again, but he showed me bits already, bro. And just by what even Eroll said, that cutback, the intelligence, the movement, and the rest of the link-up play.
I'll be honest, like, already you can see the mentality of this Ekitike.
Mentality.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt, before we signed them, the club must have told them, listen, we're going for Isak as well. We're going to hopefully try and sign Isak this summer. So you're coming in alongside him. It didn't faze him. And after the match the other day, he came out on the interview and he was talking about the Community Shield. And with a stern face, he's like, I just want to win it all. I just want to win everything. That mentality is amazing. That's the type of mentality you need. And going back to something Cav was saying earlier about this, the transfer window this season and the lads that we brought in, I love one in Wirtz. It just seems like he's just slotted into the team so seamlessly. Like, it hasn't been like a big transition for him. It feels like he's best friends with everyone and he's been around for years already. Caliber, like the mentality of these players that we're signing already is phenomenal. Not just their footballing ability, but their footballing ability is ludicrous. As you just mentioned, Grizz, with like just watching that 45 or like 60 minutes yesterday of Ekitike, you realize what we was missing out on with Nunez over the last couple of years.
Well, he stayed on side, hit the byline and crossed it. I'm good with that.
I know, but it's not just that. The lad's 6'4". How is he moving like this? Like, he's so agile, he's rapid, he's going down the byline, couple of step overs, cutting in. The pass back to Salah was unbelievable. And speaking of Salah, where's Salah's new contract? I want another one. I want another right now. I'm calling for Salah's new contract now. 2 years is not enough. I don't want
Isn't it beautiful to go through a summer without talking about Salah? It's mental. We barely even spoken about Salah and we're going into a new season. Like, he's going to be our top goal scorer and top assist yet, you know. Despite all these names we've signed and might sign, Salah's still there.
Sorry, I know it's only pre-season, but he's looking better than ever. Like, it's unbelievable. Some of the
through ball he played. Do you see the through ball? The creativity is just going up again.
The creativity that he's showcasing over, it's only pre-season, we need to caveat that, but the creativity that he is showcasing over this pre-season has been insane. And with the technical ability, the players around them now, with Frimpong as well, and with Ekitike or hopefully Isaac, with Wirtz, already you can see like there's a link up between them two. Every time Wirtz, as Eroll was mentioning, he can read the game. He's already a couple of steps ahead. As soon as he gets the ball, who's he looking for? He's looking for that pass to Salah. He's looking for that pass out wide Salah, and then he's crashing into the box. And with Szoboszlai, with this deeper role, and look, I hate to say I told you so, but Grizz and Cav, both of you, were on like a podcast with me like a couple of months ago, back in like December and that. And you were all calling for a DM, screaming and shouting for a DM. And I was like, no, we don't need a DM. Go get me an attacking midfielder and push Szoboszlai back. He's not an attacking midfielder, push him back. I didn't say I told you so, but we're here now. Do you know what I mean? So give me my flowers for that.
I'm not sure we're here, Mo, because...
Hey, look, it's in the group chat as well, so my evidence is there. All I'm saying is I'm ahead of the game with that one. Just saying.
Okay,
but,
okay. Have your flowers.
So Szoboszlai in that 8 is just exactly what we need. His energy, his engine. I think it was a perfect analogy by Eroll before. He's a 4x4. That engine, the horsepower, you need that in your team. He brings a little bit of structure, and he covers the pitch. But then also is the box crashing ability. Last season, his problem was in the tight spaces. He probably wasn't the most technically gifted. He didn't read the game that well. That's where Wirtz is going to come in. He's going to be able to link up. Honestly, it's a beautiful conundrum that we have in terms of who's going to play in that midfield. Is it going to be? You can't drop McAllister. You can't really drop Gravenberch. But in my opinion, you can't drop Szoboszlai. But then you can't drop Wirtz. Like, this is beautiful, boys. I can't believe this world that we're living in right now as Liverpool fans. And this season that we're about to go into, I have never been this excited, like genuinely. The football that we're going to see next season is going to be jaw-dropping. Absolutely jaw-dropping.
This is where the equalizer comes in to just calm everyone down and relax, because defensively there were a few issues, namely set pieces. And obviously the simple answer is no Virgil van Dijk in the team, and this is what you're going to get when there's no Virgil van Dijk in the team. I've spoken about sort of the height of the team. I know we've increased the height with the signing of Ekitike, and then the incoming Isak as well, Gakpo. So we've got 4, 5, 6 footers, but we haven't got any defensive minded that love getting themselves in amongst it 6 footers. Do you see a problem, or will it be coached out of us? Mo, we should be fine once Virgil comes back, Konate regains a bit of form and fitness, and as I said, the rest of the other forwards that are all 6 foot seemingly now. Or is there concerns?
This is my thing I wanted to bring up, and not to put a downer of everyone's hype.
Yeah, let's not end on a downer, but go on. I hear you. Go on.
Like, I thought about it, and I'm being a bit gluttonous and selfish. I want it all, and what I mean by that is, I look at Liverpool sometimes from a defense point of view, and I think we still have a weak underbelly. You know, too many teams get at us, and we concede goals, needless goals, mainly from set pieces as well. And I don't want to put a comparison, but I'm going to compare Arsenal, for example. Arsenal defensively are quite solid, and you know they don't concede many goals. And every season they buy a defender. I think the last defender we bought was Konate, wasn't it? Not 2019. I can't recall buying it.
Perkins now, but
yeah, but you know what I mean. Yeah. So I just think defensively, I don't want to go through a season again where Jordan Henderson or Fabinho is playing centre back for us. And this week has shown us that we've got one fit centre back at the moment. And let's be honest, it's a long season with 4 or 5 competitions. If Virgil picks up an injury or Ibu, are we going to have Endo at the back now? I mean, come on. As good as Endo was yesterday, we have to be realistic a little bit. We still have a weak underbelly. We're still pretty poor at defending corners, and we're pretty poor at attacking corners as well. I don't even get excited when we get corners anymore because we don't do anything with them. Let's be honest here. And I'm not trying to put a Debbie Downer. What Arsenal don't bring is what we bring is the one-touch football, the moving forward, the attacking prowess. Arsenal just go sideways, you know? So I can't be selfish. I can't want to have it all. But what I do want to see is just that defensive solidity, you know? There's going to be games where we're at times against a couple of teams in the league where we're not going to have much of the ball. They're going to have more of a ball than this. And we need to be defensively set up with that. Yesterday, the wing-backs were brilliant, in my opinion. We had such pace on the wing-backs. Frimpong was amazing. And I think Frimpong silenced my concerns whether he could defend because he locked up Nico Williams. Nico Williams didn't even have run at him. I think Kirkes yesterday was more defensively approached than Frimpong, and I think you may see that in some of the games where one fullback will be more attacking, one fullback will be a bit more reserved and helping out the centre backs. But I have a serious concern about our centre back situation. Joe Gomez is not reliable. As good as we love him, he's not reliable. He's in his later years, he's made out of paper. Verge, okay, let's hope it's just a flu or whatever it is, a stomach bug. Ibu has had concerns in the past. So I just think we need a centre back, and we're getting linked with this Leone and this Greek fella, and obviously the gay he talks won't get away. I really want us to get a centre back before the window closes. If we don't, I'll be seriously worried, and that's
the last
where
time
I'm
we
leaving.
Season with 3 centre backs, we know how that ended for
No,
us.
we don't want to
Exactly.
go down.
Exactly. So, do you want to go through that again? Do you want to see Endo centre back? And as much as we love Endo, and he was brilliant yesterday, by the way, centre back. It kind of silenced my nerves a little bit, but against a full-on proper teams, with a competitive match, not a friendly, you might see things differently.
I think it's the one area that's left now where we haven't got that depth that we have everywhere else on the pitch now. Like, you go through our midfield, we've mentioned the 3 possible stars, and then there's Curtis Jones and even Szoboszlai. If you say McAllister, Gravenberch, and Wirtz are the starters, just for argument's sake, like, I don't think they are. Szoboszlai is a starter in this team somewhere, somehow. But that's 5, 6 frontline midfielders. But at centre-back, there is an issue, and I think we will have to address it. And like Eroll says, relax, kick back, we will address it. We're just so, we're functioning at such an optimum level now. There's nothing to worry about or panic about. But lads, time has flown, like literally flown, and we must call it a day. I'd like to thank everyone that's joined us today. Thank you very much. Still 5,000 watching on Twitter. I don't even know on YouTube and on Facebook. But thank you very much for the support, the love. Make sure you've liked and subscribed if you haven't already. Go and check out the guys, what they're doing in their own individual platforms. Eroll, thank you very much. Cav, thank you very much. I'm thanking you because I never used to thank you because it was a regular occurrence, but I know you guys are busy and doing so much bits that I feel as though I need to thank you for making a special appearance, but hopefully much more regular. Thank you very much first.
Shout me, bro. You shout me, man, and I'll turn up, man, of course.
And of course, the 2 Mo's, Scouse Mo, Welsh Mo, thank you very much for joining us as well and giving us your opinions and thoughts. And until next week, guys, God knows what next week will bring. This time next year, Rodney will be millionaires. What am I talking about? Only fools and horses. But this time,
have the shield with us by next week.
This time next week, we may have a trophy. Another trophy in the cupboard. Does it count? We'll discuss it.
I call it silverware. You call it silverware. No one can take that away from you.
Listen, we may have another pot, and then we'll discuss the merits of it. And if we don't win it, we know what happens. It's gonna be another friendly. But until then, peace, love, and tranquility to you all. Take care. Bye-bye.